Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another Coffee Rant with Dano and Frank, our Patriot Bald Eagle. Tonight, we are going to be discussing ways to keep yourself safe while shopping this holiday season. A couple things me and Jessica noticed last night. If you happen to check out our video where we went shopping, Christmas shopping, and it was 6 o'clock at night, and we realized, wow, it is pitch black out here. Completely dark. As we have fallen back in time here, an hour behind, as some say, as it really is, actually. So, we have things that we were thinking about. You know, yesterday after we were getting out of our car, we went to Target and we realized, wow, it's pitch black here. And there were a couple things that I didn't really, think about at first, but we started realizing them very quickly. As we looked in the cart corral, we noticed that there were 5 Aldi carts. Aldi, which is like 2 miles south of the Target that we shop at. And all I could think of is somebody probably took these carts, took the change out of them, and left them here in Target's corral. Now, I'm just kind of speculating there, but it did remind me of a couple things. This time of year, there's a lot of crime. There's a lot of crime, and you have to pay attention. You have to pay attention of the things you are. Pay attention to your surroundings. Me and Jessica were talking about this a little bit, and I was saying, it's a good thing that if you do shop here later at night or even after 6 o'clock right now, it's pitch black. And when you see, darkness, usually that's usually the time that different crimes happen. So you want to make sure that you are being prepared. And we're going to talk a few things that I kind of just put together here, kind of ideas to help keep yourself a little more safe this holiday season. Now, if you have to go shopping alone, well, there's a couple little pieces of advice I could give you. One, park as close to the store entrance as possible. And if you can't, park where it is well lit. Maybe park right underneath a lighted area so that you can see your car very well. And a nice thing about that is, if you are shopping for a while and you just want to glance outside to check on your car, then it'll be under a light. But I do recommend parking in between, kind of mingle your way into the rest of the crowd. I think that is the safest bet. Because if you're kind of mixed in, you're with people who are most likely going to see you when they're coming out of the store as well, and get as close as possible. Maybe even wait in your car for a few minutes for someone to leave, and then maybe take their spot. Even if waiting a few minutes, just sit in your car, hang out. These are the things that I tell Jess if I'm not with her. Usually I am with her, but this is going to be the next thing that we talk about. Take somebody with you. If you can take somebody with you, it doesn't really matter who it is. It's an extra pair of eyes to keep an eye on some things. Speaking of some things, if you carry a purse, it's a wise idea if you don't have a child and you're not using the the seat, the seat where you put your kid or your baby up front there. Use that little attachment thing, that little seatbelt thing, and kind of wiggle that around your purse and tighten that down and snap that together. That way, if some criminal or somebody is coming through the store and tries to sneak away with your purse, you'll have a few extra seconds to either call for help or be able to just maybe scare them enough to, get them away from your cart. But wanted to talk a couple of I've been wanting to do this video ever since last night. If you haven't seen that video, me and Jess, we went shopping at Bath & Body Works and Target. And as soon as we got out of the car, when I saw those Aldi carts, it kind of reminded me that, oh yeah, this is a heavy crime season. So you want to be careful. You want to make sure you're taking all precautions. Make sure you're keeping an eye on everything. Everything. I mean, guys, it's, we hear stories. We've heard stories from our viewers in the past of these different things. Let us know down in the comments. Have you had any bad experiences through any of this? And then if you have some other ideas on ways to keep safe, let us know down in the comments. Other than, I'm not going to mention like carrying some different things with you, but, to each his own. And, we just want to make sure we're careful because, it's started thinking about the time changes and everything. This is another thing that kind of gets me, and let me know if this relates to you. I have been like super tired, right? Like 6 o'clock hits and it's like my brain thinks it's like 8 or 9 o'clock. I mean, it's so dark. You're exhausted from working all day, and then it's like, wow, I'm here. It's just everything's a little cloudy because you're just getting used to the temperatures, the times falling back. So let's take a sip. Also, have a cup of coffee before you go. That's another thing too. It was 5:45 last night at Target. I was like, why is the Starbucks already closed? I mean, they're open till like 9. The Target, I think it's later than that. I think it's like 10. I'm not actually too sure. Usually stores stay open later this time of year. We'll have to see about that. We are going to talk about a couple other things too. Some issues that some of our viewers said they've been having, some online issues. But I wanted to go over a couple of the different precautionary things to think about. Couple of these, I didn't write, kind of just winging this. I didn't write any of this down, which I probably should have because I'm missing a couple things here. Oh yeah, wear bright clothing. Wear bright clothing so you can see. When we were walking in the Target, there was a car, and we're always very careful. But I saw somebody crossing in front of us, and it's like the car didn't see him, and the guy's wearing all black. He was wearing all black, and I'm like, boy, I mean, it's really dark. People are starting to get used to driving with the extra hour behind, but they're probably feeling the same way we are right now. All drivers, it's like it's 6 o'clock at night and it's pitch black. And it's like, if you're not wearing light clothing, you want to make sure that you can be seen also, for many different reasons. It's like if somebody's yelling for help out in the parking lot and you're wearing all dark clothing, it's going to be hard for, maybe a savior to spot you out, Also a good idea to make sure you're, even when you're in stores, not just like protecting your purse and stuff, but watch your kids. Another thing I witnessed at Target last night was there was this little kid running around and it's like, where's your parents? It's like, and this happens so much, it's just crazy. And we never did, like, I kind of looked around for a little while, never did find her parents, and little girls just running around throughout the store. And I'm like, my goodness, so that's another one. Make sure you watch your kids, let them, and she was pretty young. She was like 4 or 5 years old, 5 at the most probably. And, we didn't, I think she was close to her mom because I think they were talking or something. But, if ever you notice that, also watch out for other, kids that are doing that. And, if they look lost or something, maybe try and help them because, lots of things can happen when it's really dark outside. Lots of things can happen in a store. And I wish parents, and I'm not speaking to all parents here, but I'm speaking to parents that, your kid could get away for a second and, anything could happen. So you want to make sure you're paying attention, not just this time of year, but all times of year, all time, But, just these kind of things we wanted to remind people of. If you're walking, if you're not driving, then you definitely want to have someone else with you. I would not be going around thinking that these are just normal times right now because we're getting toward the holidays. This, like I said before, this is a time where there's a lot of crime, and we want to make sure that everybody is thinking of these things and just playing it safe, But okay, so we're moving on to the next part of the conversation here. So I was reading an article about something where there's a lot of different employee shortages this time of year, and it's progressively gotten worse. Okay, which is strange because it seemed for a while there it was getting better, but we are in the holiday season. One thing that we've noticed, and I'm sure you guys can relate to this as well. I'm one of them people, when I look up something online, or I'll sometimes look up to see if it's in store, to see if they have the item in the store. This time of year, there's a good chance that it's going to say they have the item in the store, but it may not have been unpacked yet. I know with Target, as they scan products in, they are scanned in the store, but they may still be in the box. As we saw at Target last night, there's a lot of boxes, and the thing is that they may not have enough employees to get everything out right away. And not that it was a wasted drive, but there were a couple things that I saw that weren't there that I had looked up online previously. And when you see something and there's like, oh, there's 17 copies of this that's supposed to be here, and then there's none. There's none. Well, if it's 17 copies, and it's not in the back or they look, then chances are it's in a box to be put away, and they're not going to be able to do that until they get around to that. So some of our viewers were talking about that. I was like, I experienced that yesterday myself, because I know like a few months ago, we did a video about shopping online and stuff like that, and a lot of people are saying they like to shop in store, and I gotta say, most people were saying they like to shop online for the convenience. You don't spend the gas. There's a lot of reasons of why it's good to shop online, and Target and Walmart and some of these other places have actually been saying that it's better to shop online for these things for the holidays because of this very reason. Now, they won't admit to employee shortages or stuff like that, but if the product says that it's in the store and it's not anywhere to be seen, chances are it's in a box that has been scanned in, and they just haven't had the employee power to put said products away or on the shelf. So it may look like something isn't there, because that stuff gets, I know that I remember last year before Christmas, I had seen several different items that I went to Walmart for that were listed in that specific store, because you can look and see if it's in the store that you shop at. And there were plenty. And it was like, it was a really busy day, and I was asking, there were a couple different people who didn't really seem like they wanted to help, but, it was like, I kind of got it then. I kind of thought that, and I guess I kind of just forgot about that, and it was like, oh, okay, well, you don't have it here, but you've got, a whole aisle full of boxes, so chances are it's in one of these boxes. So for that case, when you see things, because, sometimes I like to go and I like to look, I like to read the back, I like to make sure the product's real, I don't know, I'm weird like that, but, it's something that you just like to see it in the store. Sometimes you just want to shop in the store. But now I feel like more and more times we're running into that. I've had this issue with Best Buy, and some other places, definitely Target before. It's been a few times at Target and definitely at Walmart. And there were products, a lot of them, were a lot of them were ones that were on like Black Friday sales, right? I got in there a couple days later. It says they're in the store. Chances are it was just packed in a box and they weren't able to get to it. Now, to give them a lot of credit, they're taking in a lot of work. They're taking in a lot of stuff. And if you don't have the right amount of employees to be able to put the stuff away, or if you got a lot of people just taking off or quitting or stuff like that, then yeah, it's going to be a headache for the guys who are, doing their job and trying to get out, trying to do double or even triple the work to make sure that all these products are out for people to buy them. Because, can you imagine what it would be like to work at Walmart like 2 weeks before Black Friday? Probably a madhouse. But anyway, guys, wanted to go over some of those different things. Wanted to talk a little bit about the online stuff. I think as we go along here, I continue to hear families and friends that swore to never shop online, that they only wanted to shop in stores. Guess what they're doing now? They're shopping online. It really is. It's convenient. It's convenient. The return policies are pretty awesome with Walmart, Amazon. Amazon's amazing. And Target. The three major stores that at least we shop at for Christmas, are, the return policies are pretty easy. Something's wrong, take it to UPS, or if it's Amazon, sometimes you got to take it to one of them locker things. Luckily, we have a couple around here. But yeah, other than that, it's pretty simple. But guys, be safe this holiday season. That is the main message of the day here. Make sure you are safe. And if I've forgotten anything, I'm sure there's a lot of little things you should be thinking of. If you think of that, make sure you take all precautions necessary. And if you're sitting in your car, I just thought of another one here. Okay, if you're sitting in your car, remember, it's dark outside. Somebody could sneak up on you. Make sure your doors are locked, even if you're sitting in your car. Okay, even if you're sitting in your car. Also, this was a couple days ago, but I saw somebody who had their little dog with all the windows up, no cracked windows, and I don't know if it was unlocked or locked, But I mean, come on, guys. If you're gonna leave a dog in the car, you got to make sure the door's cracked. Now, when I came out of I won't say what store it was, but when I came out of the store, they were gone. So I was like, whew. You know, it's just I hate seeing an animal in a car with the windows up completely. You got to leave the windows cracked. Anyway, just, you know, was just kind of thinking of all this stuff today. Kind of jogged my memory of we got to be careful when I saw those Aldi carts 2 miles down the road, and of course all the quarters were gone. And it kind of looked like somebody might have put it back together and just put it in Target's cart corral there, because they were all clicked back together. So I don't know, maybe they just found them in Target's parking lot and just put them there so Aldi can come pick them up. I really don't know. But I was like, oh yes, somebody probably took these so they could get the quarters out of them. You know, there were 5 cards, so what would that be? $1.25? Is that risk? Is that worth? And again, could have been something else. I don't know. But is $1.25 worth going to jail for? I mean, and maybe some people just want to see if they can get away with it or something, you know, or they think it's a joke, or it could be kids, could be teenagers or something. I don't know, but that alone jogged my memory of wanting to put this video out here. Just make sure you are careful. This is a reminder to be safe this holiday season. When you're out shopping, you're happy, the mood is good, you're Christmas shopping for your kids, your grandkids, your family, your friends, Dano. Just kidding. But you're excited. You're excited because you're doing all this shopping. You're getting your turkey. You're getting this. You're excited. You're getting it all done. Getting the shopping done. And you don't want to slip up and think that, you know, because that's usually when something happens. When you're overly excited and stuff like this and you're getting the shopping done and all that, you always want to make sure that you're paying attention to these little things so that your holiday is not ruined. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great night.